what it's about. Before the beat, every day if it planet had us running from cops. If it wasn't hanging out in front of spots, we was at the factory. Could use a son, but being a wanted man. But if I hit rock bottom, then I'ma be the son of Sam. Then call the crew to get live too with Sue Walk him. The brain on to all flop. The thugs, enough respect to the project. Some ghosts, one love. Represent, Joe. Represent, yeah. Represent, Joe.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. We're with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm so lucky. We'll watch the visiting squad as they go up against the Charlotte Hornets. And for Charlotte, they haven't competed at the level they'd like over the last week or so. Just one win in 5 games. Al Jefferson played for several teams in his NBA career, but no matter what uniform he has on, he is a load, a real handful, Kenny.
Well, he can shoot the mid-range, Ernie, and that's probably his biggest asset. And, then he could take you down on the block. That's probably one of his bread and butter moves. I like his jump hook, though, because when he goes to that, it creates space in the lane and allows guys to offensive rebound as well.
My nickname for him is Baby Fundamentals, has tremendous feet work in the post. And Ernie, believe it or not, he has a deceptive quickness to get a shot up before the defense sets up.
Great footwork, too.
Yeah. Do you have a nickname for everybody?
Right.
What's Ernie's nickname?
What's my nickname?
The Godfather of television.
I like that.
Mine, Ernie.
See you later.
A flyover, a gorgeous look at the Charlotte skyline. Greetings, everyone, from Charlotte as we bring you an Eastern Conference contest live from the Time Warner Cable Arena. Some doubts forming early for these guys. They've gone 0-4 to start the season. They need a win, fellas.
And guys, one of the approaches when you're starting a short road trip like this is guys want to come right out of the box with focus, game in hand, and not think about the next one. Get as many wins as you can on the road. It's so important.
It really is, and they want this one tonight, guys. I mean, I'm sure of that. When you're only on the road for a few games, you want to make sure you get something done out there and don't go home empty-handed.
Now the starting group for the visitors. Dragic is out there with Dwayne Wade. Then it's Dang. Then there's Whiteside. And it's Bosh in at the 4. Now here's Walker. Out to the right wing. Lamb passes to Walker. Drills the three-pointer. Walker's got his first 3 points of the game.
And Steve Clifford might not be the most famous coach in the NBA, but he has plenty of experience, and everyone in the league knows exactly how well-versed he is as a coach.
And it's the Hornets ball. This game coming after a loss against the Pistons.
You know what? A lot of three-pointers, but for me, more so, it was the shot selection on those three-pointers. I just felt like they were just too trigger-happy from downtown.
Greg, sometimes you're able to shoot your way out of a slump, but they just kept making things worse. Sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets.
Now, Dang. After Jeremy Lamb's three-pointer that didn't go. No good from Bosh. Here's Kid Gilchrist, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Kid Gilchrist has got his first bucket of the night.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
It's tipped. Kid Gilchrist with the steal. Now here's Lamb. Wade is covering, and the shot is good. Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Dragic against Walker. To the paint. It's tipped and stolen by Zeller. A fast break now for Charlotte. The 11-footer. Again, the Hornets score.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
After making it to the playoffs in 2014, the Hornets couldn't repeat the feat in 2015. A slow start probably, Greg, more than anything else did him in.
Really disappointing season coming in with such high expectations, and 33 and 49, just not good enough to get into the playoffs in any season.
Here's Dragic. Kemba Walker making his last shot. Wade kicks to Dragic. A rebound by Jefferson. Charlotte's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter.
You know, for the Hornets, they've not made consecutive playoff appearances since the team moved to New Orleans back in 2002. They just haven't been able to stay consistent enough to make it to the playoffs back-to-back years.
And here's Dragic. Kemba Walker getting his 3 to go. Dragic kicks to Whiteside. Back to Dragic. Shot to stop the run. That drops. Dragic has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And guys, what's rough for the Hornets is that they were a consistent playoff fixture in the late 90s. Still, the team has never made it to the conference finals in its franchise history, and that should be a goal for them in the coming years.
And some changes here for the Hornets. Batum comes in for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, and it's Jeremy Lin in for Lamb. Jefferson, yes! And a nice assist from Lin.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Inside, and the jam by Stoudemire.
Great awareness by Mario Chalmers on that feed.
Hornets leading by 5. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Now here's Walker. He's got 8. Teardrop shot. And the layup is good. Walker's got 10 points.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
Now here's Chalmers. There's 53 seconds left to play in the first. Walker with a clean look. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Stoudemire dishes to Dang. Passes it to Green. They get it back.
On a follow, just like he got there.
The Hornets shooting their first free throws of this game. Bro comes in for Zeller. And so Walker nails both of them.
And, you know, obviously, you know, there's some things out there he does not like and wants to talk it over.
Well, Greg, you've played, and you envision yourself as a coach as well. So, you know, sometimes you need to make some adjustments.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Winslow with it. Stoudemire with a screen on Batum. And the wide open shot from Green. Green missing again.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. And Jeremy Lin, a player who's come a long way in his time in this league from going undrafted out of...
I wasn't sure, you know, if my career would ever pan out the way I was hoping for, or if I would be able to stay in the NBA. And so for me to be here playing, to be able to know I'm going to play in the game, in an NBA game, it's just, it's pretty cool.
Well, in a game filled with some pretty big egos, there are also guys like that who are living the dream in their own very grateful way. Lin has certainly seen the highs and the lows.
And Kevin, not everyone's a superstar and certain of their future. Sometimes you get to be a superstar for a brief moment in time, but this game has a way of humbling people, even those who started out humble, like Lin.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Hornets.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also, how about the fact defensively, they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court for the Hornets, Batum is out there with Tyler Hansbrough. Then it's Jeremy Lin. Then it's Jeremy Lamb. And it's Kaminsky in at the 5 down low.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Hansbrough, a screen on Dragic. Knocked away. Wade outside. Always going up for the alley-oop here. And it's slammed in by Whiteside.
No better feeling than coming back to where it all started, seeing all your friends and family in the stands and just giving it to the hometown team. He looks to go 2-0 here and complete that hometown sweep in this building. So you know how motivated he's going to be to take that game to another level.
Hansbrough setting the pick for Lin. 6 on the shot clock. And it comes off the front of the rim. Gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. And the hope for Jeremy Lin last season was that he'd take a step forward in his development, but it almost was the opposite in his play.
And that can happen. You don't always go a straight line north in your improvement in this league. He's been on an upward swing as far as his shooting accuracy, but last season was the worst since his rookie year in that area.
Some changes for Charlotte. Al Jefferson, he's checked in for Kaminsky. Cody Zeller comes in for Hansbrough. And Michael Kidd-Gilchrist subbed in for Nicholas Batum. That's good. Lin's got 4 this quarter.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
And he placed that pass out in front of him and let him just run into it in rhythm. And talking about Lin last season, he never quite gelled with what they were doing in Los Angeles. Both he and Kobe need the ball to be effective. And I got a feeling you guys know which one of those two is going to get it.
Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Lin against Dragic. Now the dish to Wade. Lets it go from 14. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
And, you know, getting back to Lin, he was actually pretty strong starting out the season. In November, he made 48% of his shots, 37% from downtown. But in April, he only hit 24% from the field and was eventually shut down for the year.
Dwayne Wade continues, Clark, to change his game as he gets older. I admire the way guys can do that. Their head says one thing, but their body kind of tells them another.
And you have to give in to your body as you age, that's for sure. Used to attack the rim all the time. Now it's mid-range jumper heavy.
Walker's checked in for Jeremy Lin. Walker against Chalmers. And Mario Chalmers gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Green, he's checked in for Dwayne Wade.
Substitution, Gerald Green.
Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. And Kidd-Gilchrist throws it down.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim. And for Wade and his change in style, I really felt it was a necessity. Guys his age can't continue to hit the floor as often as he's used to and expect to make it all the way through the season.
Chalmers against Walker. And Chalmers kicks to Anderson. And here we go with Kidd-Gilchrist heading to the hoop. And the lead now, double digits on that bucket. Kidd-Gilchrist has got his 3rd basket of the night.
Agility leads to thievery there as he's got his hand in there to get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
And Clark, that's been the story of this game so far. I mean, they cannot hand over any more easy points in the open floor.
And, you know, in general, back to Wade now. All the greats evolve and add to their games as their careers move forward. The best way to stay relevant in the NBA is by adding to your game and honing your skill.
And yes, sir, that one drops.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
And here is Chalmers. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Back to Bosch, and stolen by Zeller. Now the fast break, Lamb with the ball. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. And now a 12-point Charlotte lead.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't have it.
Substitution, James.
Gotten 4 of the first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooting. 35 seconds left in the first half of basketball. There's Green with the 3. Cannot hit. And Charlotte will come the other way.
Yeah, they dropped the last game of this matchup. Their bench wasn't able to keep up with the opposing reserves offensively.
Sometimes the bench players are a little overlooked and undervalued, but make no mistake, they play a vital role in deciding games.
Now here's Ennis. Defense is right there. Pass to Green. Fires the 3. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Now Walker, a 3-ball. So we've reached the end of the first half of play. Hornets lead by 14. And now let's catch up with...
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Dwayne Wade. And Dwayne, do you think the defense will be the focus for the second half?
Well, it is. You know, we got to get more stops, and when we get opportunities to get out of transition, we got to look up and we got to get the ball up. I think right now we're getting rebounds and we're taking a break. We got to go, man. We got a very deep team. We got to use it. So the second half, we're going to look to run a little more.
Thank you for the time, sir. Guys, back to you.
Okay, Doris, much appreciated. And now for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. We saw Kemba Walker lighting it up in the first half. He had 12 points and 2 assists. Some great work from him in the first 2 quarters. Kenny, let's get your take on Charlotte.
They've done a lot of things well, but the way they've taken care of the basketball, valuing each possession, so critical to the tempo, so crucial to the offensive flow. They've got a great rhythm, as smart and as safe as they're playing. They made it clear they're not going to beat themselves today.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the visiting team.
On deep inside, it's a tough matchup for them right now, but that interior presence has to improve if they want to chip away at that deficit.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to get started. Back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We're going to sit right here and wait for the end of the game and talk at you again.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game.
Walker having a fantastic game. He has 12 points, and he's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of 3-pointers.
And you know what? The defenders have that in the back of their minds now. They'll be on him a little tighter.
Here's who Eric Spoelstra is starting the second half with. We've got Dang, D-Wade out there with Dragic. Then there's Chris Bosh, and it's Whiteside in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. The feed now to Lamb. Picked by Zeller. Kicks it to Kid Gilchrist. With some arc. Stolen by Bosh. Dang passes to Bosh. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
Yeah, starting the second half nicely there. Love those easy lay-ins to get things going.
Just some amazing stats put up by Chris Bosh early in his career, but having been in the shadow of LeBron and D-Wade over the past few seasons, one wonders if Bosh is now a little bit underrated. He's talented and gives you everything you want from the power forward spot.
Well, getting back to Chris Bosh, it's always difficult to reshape your game around a superstar teammate. I mean, just ask Kevin Love last year.
You know, it's such a good point. When you think about Bosh, you know, he isn't the kind of guy who demands special attention. You know, he's not mugging for the press. He's not out there for himself. He just really lets his play speak for itself. And you won't find many bigs who are as versatile as he is. And much underrated, I think, as a pick-and-roll defender.
They get a hand on it, and stolen by Zeller. And a fast break now for the Hornets. Walker leading the charge. Good. And 12 points for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
And really something that the defense has to address.
Wade outside. Whiteside up top. Clock at 6. Fires for 3. Bosch can't hit. Charlotte leading by 16. Walker goes in. And it's Walker again missing.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Back to Whiteside. Al Jefferson grabs the miss. Jefferson's got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Lamb. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Walker's got assist number 5 here tonight.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
And guys, there's no doubt Walker has a lot of the tools needed to be a great point guard. But his shooting percentage is really what has kept him from making the leap. Just not as consistent as he needs to be. And a lot of it has to do with shot selection. That also has to improve.
And some changes here for the Hornets. Tyler Hansbrough's checked in for Zeller. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Lamb. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Just thinking again about Kemba Walker's field goal percentage, Greg. You were talking about shot under 40%, Clark, from the floor last year.
Yeah, and I think so much of shooting percentage is a function of shot selection. That's 3 out of the last 4 seasons now under 40% for Kemba. In order to be an elite point guard, that number's got to go up.
And it's Dragic with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's Jefferson. 18 points separating the teams. That's the biggest lead of the game. It's a nice pass in here by Charlotte. Hansbrough. And he uses the glass on the layup. Hansbrough's got his first 2 points of the night.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
To the middle. They get a hand on it, and that goes out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. Let's check out some of the best shooting teams out there.
Just tremendously disciplined offensively, always looking for the best possible shot. That's how they've gotten that field goal percentage to skyrocket.
It's stolen by Hansbrough. And again, Charlotte running the court in transition. And slam dunk by Kidd-Gilchrist.
Oh, they are putting the hammer down. A huge lead right now.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if we're talking about their offense or their defense. I mean, it's all been good.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. Well, one thing that you can always say about Dwayne Wade is that he is at his best when the game is on the line. He truly lives for the big moments.
He does. And Wade has been in so many of those big moments over the course of his career. 5 trips to the NBA Finals, and he really does thrive under pressure.
Here's what Charlotte's doing with right now. Kaminsky is checked in for Jefferson. And it's Batum in for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Dragic against Walker.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
And it's Walker again missing.
And for Wade, when it comes to being clutch, a lot of it is experience. I mean, it's not just during the playoffs. He knows when to step up in the fourth quarter during the regular season. Very productive in the fourth quarter from a scoring standpoint.
Yeah, perfect release that time. I mean, I thought it might get blocked, but no.
Yeah, he was giving up a lot of size in that particular matchup, but showed the excellent ability to get off that shot despite the disadvantage in size.
Wade averaged 7 points in the fourth quarter of last season. That was 3rd most in the NBA. A big part of it is how he can create his own shot. When the game is on the line, You want him on the floor with the ball in hand.
And the foul on Dwayne Wade. That's his first foul. Udonis Haslem. He's checked in for Josh McRoberts. .34 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Lynn's shot is off.
And, you know, coaches just love players who they can count on to give that effort defensively.
And he clearly is one of those guys, Greg. We saw it right there. Nice work forcing that miss.
Now here's Green. D right on him. Just 5 on the clock. And out of bounds as the Hornets gain possession.
I tell you what, he clearly had a brain freeze on that one. You might just as well keep going straight to the bench.
Here's Lynn. Here's Zeller. Yes! And a nice assist from Lynn. Lynn's got 3 assists in the game. There's Dragic with the 3. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit.
All right, Charlotte, now entering the quarter.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. Being pretty good tonight at 48%. Zeller and Jefferson are inside. Jeremy Lin is out there with Jeremy Lamb, and it's Kid Gilchrist in at the 3. So that's the lineup for Charlotte. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play. That sends Luol Deng to the free throw line. It's going to go on Michael Kid Gilchrist. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for Charlotte.
They really haven't backed away from running and gunning at any point, but their legs still look fresh.
Something that's also benefited them tonight are the turnovers they've forced and the points that have come along with those forced turnovers.
Pass to Whiteside. Puts up the baby hook. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Jefferson's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Lynn with it. Now guarded by Dragic. Zeller. Vaj with some nice D.
That's really too easy a chance to miss, guys. He needs to be more aggressive and focused on his finishes.
Justice Winslow.
About a minute played here in the fourth quarter. Lynn against Dragic. Now here's Lynn. He's guarded closely. Picked by Zeller. Shoots off the screen. No good from Lamb. Gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. And it's slammed in by Whiteside.
And putting in the work on the boards, and it's paying off with chances like that.
And Gia, he does put in the work. You're right. It's why he's on the finishing end of one putback slam after another.
Well, his effort has never been a question mark. He is an incredibly self-motivated player.
And the Hornets call time here.
Boy, last season, Hassan Whiteside made a huge splash in the NBA. Big blocks, big rebound totals. But he had some head-scratching moments as well. Missed his share of action due to suspensions.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
I was able to listen in on what Steve Clifford was going over with his team. He wants to make sure they stay assertive and aggressive on the offensive end, saying, I don't want to sit on this lead. Let's build on it and not give them a chance of coming back. Guys?
And Gia, as you said with Whiteside, his fiery attitude flared up a few times last season, and it hurt his team more than once in Miami.
A big-time player in this league, but he can't have the mental lapses that get him tossed from game.
Outside, Kid Gilchrist. It's number 9 to fall. He's only taken 10 shots.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen. Take a look at what Hassan Whiteside's done. 10 points and some assists, too. How about 3 of them?
And one thing we know is that across the board in the NBA, attendance is up all over. Franchise values are also at an all-time high. Overseas, the game continues to grow as well.
And both free throws good from Whiteside. And the media deal in play says a lot about the popularity. It's not just broadcast. Fans are showing up as well.
Sellouts were at a record 700 last season, Kevin. The previous record was 676, almost 22 million regular season fans. That's a big number.
Here's Jefferson, and that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
Yeah, he imposed his will on the defense that time. He was not going to be denied right there.
Dang against Kid Gilchrist. Bosch, the screen. It's stolen by Jefferson. .152 left to play here in the fourth. Lamb dishes to Kid Gilchrist. Chris Bosch with the rebound. Bosch has got his third rebound tonight. Wade with it. He's picked up by Lamb. Inside. Here's Whiteside. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Boy, they came out of the locker room at halftime with a much more physical disposition than they had in the first half.
And that helps, Clark. They've gotten extra trips to the foul line, and they need that to continue if they're going to get back in this game. And, you know, the new court projection visuals, all the rage in the NBA now. Instead of having to use a screen over the court, they just project video and images straight onto the court. I think before long, you'll see it everywhere.
Screen by Jefferson. Now here's Lamb. He's covered by Whiteside. Jefferson plays it up and banks it in.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for Charlotte.
You're right there, Steve. And one area that stands out that we've seen tonight from them, Clark, their aggressiveness in getting steals, something I know that you really value yourself.
Well, it deflates the opposition when you can be pesky defensively, and then it sparks your offense, and that's what happened for them. When you have the type of effort we saw tonight, it's hard to overcome that kind of defensive pressure.
And this will be a big win for them. Lucky win number 13 now in the bag.
And with this win now, we're all square, 1-1. 2 more games yet to come in what's proving to be a very competitive season series.
Boy, I tell you, look at these teams, Greg. They're very evenly matched. This could be one of the better in-conference battles we see this season.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Kid Gilchrist. Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Nice spin off the left rim and in.
I don't want to say they're trying to run up the score here, but they do keep adding to the lead.
Well, I know you don't want to say it, but I will, partner. I mean, they're trying to run the score up here. It's plain and simple. They're trying to throw salt all in that wound.
Almost no chance of that shot going in.
Yeah, there were a lot of other places he could have gone with the basketball instead of forcing that shot up.
And so it's the Hornets taking care of business in this one. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
Yeah, they were the superior team in every department, in every category to me, Kevin. I know their fans loved it and appreciated it.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. And now the award-winning Ernie Johnson will take it from here. We'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Michael Kid Gilchrist. Let's go to Shaq. What can you say about his performance?
Boom, 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 boom. That's right, Ernie. Instruments. This guy was instrumental tonight in making sure they avoided a second straight loss. They needed somebody to step up tonight, and he was their guy.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the charts. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, and there was a little bit of luck here and there, but he was on fire.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.